let us have virtual journey of another important Buddhist stupa at Sanchi. Stupa number 3 is located close to stupa number 1, is another important monument, though of smaller dimensions. Having a diameter of 15 meters and height of 8.23 meters, it only has a one torana added during the 1st century of Common Era. This stupa may have been built along with Chhatra, Harmika and Vedika probably in the 2nd century before Common Era. The content of the Toran bas reliefs is similar to their counterparts in stupa number 1. The scene of Nandanvan or Indra's paradise is but exclusive here. During excavations, Sir Alexander Cunningham found the sacred relics of Sariputta and Mahamoggala lion inside the stone boxes, respectively inscribed with the Sariputta and Mahamoggallana on their lids, which are now on display at the site museum. Other important stupas, stupa number 5 dated to around 6th century of Common Era has an image of Buddha in a Dhyana Mudra. Stupa number 29 had at its core long sized bricks and a small relic chamber with a bone relic found along with a fragment of a highly polished vase. A cluster of stupas formed by stupa numbers 12, 13, 14 and 61 have a square bases and belong to the 6th-7th century of Common Era. Some of these contain relic chambers. The relic chamber of a stupa number 12 yielded foot and pedestal remains of an inscribed Maitreya image. The wall of stupa number 14's relic chamber had an image of Buddha in a Dhyana Mudra of early Gupta period. Stupa number 6 is from the 7th-8th century CE based on the masonry technique and architectural style. Besides the remains of magnificent stupas, the Sanchi has also preserved the remains of pillars. Pillar number 10 was erected by Mauryan Emperor Ashok near South Toran. The shaft and the capital are monolithic and tell us of the highly embellished Mauryan art. A bell-shaped lotus, round abacus and 4 lions seated back to form the capital of this pillar. The lions, though inferior to their counterpart at Sarnath in an aesthetic sense, are 8 standing with a dignity and grandeur. The abacus has on it 4 gears separated by honeysuckle. The inscription records a warning by Emperor Ashok to any monastic member who attempted to create a schism in the Sangha, which tells us of the influence of political power in the functioning of religious institutions in the contemporary period. Pillar 25 was probably erected during the 2nd century of Common Era and has a height of 4.6 meters. The shaft octagonal below and 16-sided above supports a capital comprising of a bell-shaped lotus, a square abacus, a missing crowning elements. An inscription was added later in the 5th century of Common Era. Pillar 26, erected in the 5th century of Common Era and now broken, was a poorly imitated replica of the Ashokan pillar. What has remained of this includes a square base, circular shaft, bell-shaped lotus, cable necking, circular abacus, some depiction of birds, lotuses and 4 lions topped by a dharma chakra. The inscription tells us of a gift of Vajrapani pillar, 2 pillars of a Toran, mandap of a Vihara and Toran by person named Rudra. Pillar 35, a pillar topped by a figure of Vajrapani, was erected near the north Toran of stupa number 1. Only the lower portion of the shaft and capital including bell-shaped lotus, cable necking, square abacus topped by Vajrapani have survived. In one hand he holds his garments, whereas the other broken one shows traces that held Vajra in it. The small halo of this image has 12 pairs of holes which may have been used to attach larger metal halo. Temple number 17 is considered as one of the earliest surviving temples of structural temples in India. The low molded basement supports this temple. It has flat roofed square garbhagruha or sanctum and a veranda supported by 4 pillars at the front. Built in the Gupta period, this specimen shows simple ornamentation, symmetry, structural development, etc. The pillars have 4 lions on the top, which in turn have 2 bodies each. The lions at the corner have a tree in between. Some floral designs ornate the door jamb of the temple, the adjacent pilasters of which may have had detached river goddesses images. Though today no image is inside the temple, in the 19th century CE, Meze had noted Buddha image's lower portion seated on a lotus throne. It had the Buddhist creed of the medieval period inscribed on it. Temple 18 is built on a place where an earlier apsidal structure of the 3rd or 2nd century before Common Era had existed. Dated to the 7th century, the present temple had 12 pillars, of which only 9 survive today. The raised platform of the temple may have belonged to the original structure. Terracotta leaf shaped votive tablets having figures of Buddha, stupa and Buddhist creed dated paleographically to the 7th-8th century were found in a good numbers on the eastern side of the apse. During the 10th-11th centuries, the floor was raised in height and nicely decorated door jamb were also added. The site museum houses the eastern jamb of this temple, which depicts river goddesses Ganga with her attendant, floral motifs and human figures. A bowl made of polished chunar stone, probably of the Mauryan period, was retrieved near the west plinth of the temple. Temple number 31 is also flat roof pillared temple situated on a high platform and is rectangular in a plan. A Buddha image seated on a lotus throne Padmasana with a richly carved hollow is there inside the shrine. The first phase of construction of this temple is dated to the 6th-7th century CE and the later addition happened during the 10th-11th centuries of Common Era. Let us have a virtual journey of the eastern area of the hill. Monastery number 46 is a comparatively smaller in dimensions than monastery number 47 and has access from the north veranda of the latter monastery. Monastery number 47 has a pillar veranda with a small cell and a long room behind it on the south side. Building 43 is considered one of the latest construction activities here, which has round bastions at 4 corners and it is a cruciform, that is cross shaped on plan. An early medieval monastery existed here as yielded in excavations. Ruins of once towering temple constructed in the 7th century of Common Era were found adjacent to monastery number 45. In the 9th-10th centuries of Common Era, a new temple was built over remains of an earlier one. Images of the Buddha in a Dhyana Mudra, Manjushri with a peacock as a Vahana can be seen. The Shikhar has lost its original carvings. Door jambs depict river goddesses Ganga and Yamuna and the god of wealth holding a mongoose. Amorous figures adore the niches at the molded platform of the temple. Buddha in the Bhumisparsha Mudra can be seen near the veranda.